Hello Isaac, this is your NEC OGV again for one more video in the National Educational Cycle, this time to talk about sales inside of OGV. So to give you some tips and tricks of how to sell. Yes, first of all, what are sales? Sales are transactions, yes, they involving two people, the buyer and the seller, and it's about exchange money or services for other money, other product and services. And usually there's a lot of persuasion and negotiation. The buyer is taking into consideration the qualities of this product, if it's worth it to buy or not, and the sellers presenting all the qualities and all the benefits of this product to convince the buyer to buy it. And this happens inside of Isaac. When it can happen in many touch points with the customer, but mainly it happens during the attraction phase, consideration phase, and post-experience phase. On the attraction, of course, to make people, the strangers, interested in our product. In consideration phase, to convince our people that opportunities are the right opportunities for them. And the post-experience to make to capitalize on promoters, so we can restart the cycle of the customer flow. So if the customer is satisfied with the experience, we can convince them to go in another experience again in the future, or we can use them to convince his friends and other people they know to go and exchange just the same way they did. And we also can use sales to convince them to become member and help us have more impact. And why do we need to know how to sell? We need to know how to sell because if we are good in sales, it's going to help us to have more signups, to have more applicants, to have more approvals, and this way to have more realizations. And if we have more realizations, what's going to happen? We're going to be more known, we're going to be more relevant, we're going to have more impact. And that's exactly what we need as Isaac. Finally, how should we sell? So there are many ways, there are many tips that can help us sell. For example, here I listed sales techniques, mind triggers, breaking excuses. You can check them in more detail in the PDF right after the video, but this video is going to be focused in one sales technique, that is the spin selling. What is the spin selling? Spin selling is a method of selling using questions that will help you understand the customer, and it will help the customer understand by themselves the importance of your product. And that's a very good one. The first phase, to explain a little bit more why the name, it's an acronym: S for situation questions, P for problem questions, I for implication questions, and N for need payoff questions. The first phase, situation questions, are questions in which you're going to use to connect with the customer and to make them feel comfortable, but also so you can understand the customer and get to know them and get to know their objectives and why they need this customer, this product, why this product could be good for them. And here in the screen I have a few examples that you can check. Finally, the problem phase, the objective is to understand the problems the customer is facing that make them need an exchange, or the obstacles that may make it harder for them to purchase the exchange. So we make problem questions to understand what are the problems that this customer is facing that need solution, and how we can sell our opportunities as solution for those problems, and also to understand what is stopping them from having exchange with us. What exactly is not allowing them to go further in the customer flow, and so we can tackle these problems. And finally, next we have the implication phase, and the objective is to make the customer understand on their own what will happen to them if they do not take this opportunity. And usually it's a very good thing to do right after you have a problem question. So you make a problem question, and right after you make an implication question, so you can make your customer feel even more worried about this problem and even more committed to have our opportunity as a solution. And finally, the need to pay off. The objective is to make the customer see how valuable is the solution we are offering. So after all the questions, we're going to make questions that will show them how valuable our product is, and to show them how our product is the right solution for the problems they are facing. This is the final touch. And finally, we're going to close the deal. So we're going to explain the value proposition of projects, the opportunities, the job descriptions, the cities, the countries, and make them feel engaged and and happy about it, make them feel excited. And then also explain all the details, so explain the selection process, the deadlines, the costs, the payments methods, and all the small details. But this should happen only after the customer is engaged and is convinced, because if you show it before, it will not be strong enough. But some alignment is that spin selling is not a formulary, it's not a step by step. It's a conversation. You need to understand what type of questions you need to make, but doesn't mean you need to make, okay, first situation, then problem, then implication, then need to pay off. It doesn't go like this, because if you go like a formulary, it's going to feel very frozen and limited, and the customer will sense it, and they will feel uncomfortable. So you need to make it as fluid as possible, and you need to make it sound like a conversation. So do not make tons of questions, first of all, and do not make it just questions. Make comments, talk back, respond to what they're saying, and make it then feel better about this. That's it for today. We have a lot of more content about spin selling and about other sales techniques that you can check in the PDF right after the video. See you soon, and if you have any question, feel free to approach me.